Eccoci qua. Buongiorno. This is going to be in English and Chinese. I'm joined by three friends from China. Next to me is Professor Xinyang from University of Beijing, Peking University. Then Professor Lining Han from Wuhan University, and he's speaking to us from Wuhan. And then Dr. Tian Lang from University of Xinyang.
Yes.
Okay.
University.
Welcome. Just to give people an idea of where we are and what these places are. Here is a quick view at the map, and so Wuhan is here for some reason. The big red spot that Johns Hopkins provide in its map of the infection is not on Wuhan, but is regularly on Xinyang, that is just a little bit west of Wuhan. And Xinyang, from where Tianliang joins us, is here, just north of Wuhan. And well, Beijing in this moment is out of the map, but here. And that's where Guangxi is. All right, guys, thank you for your time. And I'm just trying to inform public opinion here in the West of the situation. So I'll give you the word. Can you briefly, let's start with Lining, who's the core of the problem, living there. Lining, can you give in 5 minutes the numerical situation as you perceive it?
Okay. So the city is blocked for more than 10 days, and no one can get in and no one can get out except some medical, like doctors and medical armies. Yeah, and now the city is building some hospitals to bring the people who are.
So the hospital are not, like, I will interrupt to try to get to the point. The hospitals that were announced are not completed, they're still being built?
One is finished, and the other one is still being built. And the government also use some like gym or other places to put the
sick,
to allocate people to assign people there to get some treatment.
Okay.
From doctors.
You do have supplies of food, water, drinks, things regularly, or is there a problem also from that side?
I think for most of the people, we can buy food and drinks from the supermarket, and the supermarket is still open, and the price is okay. It's not much higher than normal times, and
okay, good. So there are no signs of scarcity due to the blockade.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
I think at least in Wuhan, it's okay, but I don't know whether how the situation in the towns nearby.
Okay, do you think the situation could be worse in the towns nearby?
Yeah, because Wuhan is the biggest city in this province. So I think if they have food or some.
Oh, the connection. Well, Tianlang is still there. Let's ask him. You are in a city nearby.
Yeah.
What's the situation in your city? If you want to speak Chinese and then she translates, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I use Chinese. My English is very poor. 信仰的情况是这样的，信仰现在是随着武汉的封城，也是基本上也属于半封闭的状态了，因为我们的火车都是从武汉始发的，因为武汉这边停了之后，我们这边也没有车了，列车也在调整。然后
我看从这儿翻译。
OK，
等你等一下。OK。So yeah, okay. Here is the situation from Xinyang. since the blocking of Wuhan city, Xinyang is at the situation of kind of semi-blockade. The reason behind that is because most of the train from Xinyang to other places get their starting point from Wuhan. So Wuhan send their train to the north, and they bypass the Xinyang and they pick up passengers. But since Wuhan has already blocked the whole city, there's no train passed by. So you see, Xinyang lost the train channel. Yes, go ahead, Tian.
就是，其他的倒是还行，就是像刚才他说的，就是我们这边超市也在开着，然后肉蛋奶的供应什么的也都很充足，没有什么的问题。就是可能跟武汉不太一样的是，可能我们今天下午我们医院收到了通知，就是我们的医疗物品也开始出现紧缺了。
好的，好的 ，OK， 我从在这开始翻译。
No, but how about the infection? Obviously, the thing that concerns most people is the infection.
Okay, yeah.
We know that in Beijing there is not much of a problem, right, Chi?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
You live fairly normally.
Fairly normally, but they have to detect your temperature to see whether you got sick or not. Yeah, when you
just various monitoring of that, but even the price of masks, medical masks,
going down.
I was told is coming down normal.
Yes.
Which
okay,
means,
let me finish the tense situation. Yes, so for Xinyang, the situation is very similar to Wuhan. They got enough food supply, meat, proteins, eggs, milk are all fine. Okay, food is not a problem. But maybe now here is the situation is that the medical resources, they need more medical resources from
the medical resources are still scarce a good month after the official outbreak of the infection. Is that the case? So there is a scarcity of medical resources at the core, because if I understand, this is not the problem in other parts of China. Instead, in the Hubei province, Wuhan and so on, there is scarcity, which doctors are not coming in, and the government is not sending in military doctors. What's the problem? I mean, a month is a long time.
Yes, so the government has already sent the army into Wuhan, but not into Xinyang. You see?
对，是这样的，因为好像现在就是整体上的这个。因为河南毕竟不是一个重要的疫区，那现在大量的这个医疗资源也是投放到了湖北啊，所以说可能其他几个地市可能反而都会就出现紧缺，河南是出现的可能会出现比较紧缺的一个省份，对。
Okay, so Mikhail?
Yep.
So here is the situation. So since other cities, including Xinyang, Henan province, are not heavily infected. So now most of the resources would be put into Wuhan province, no, Hubei province. That's why.
So Lining, can you hear us?
Let me check.
Because his video has gone blank.
Lilin, are you there?
I'm afraid not.
Maybe I think he's using his cell phone.
No, I think he was using his PC. It's just probably his line is weak. And because obviously the concern is to understand, so you're describing a situation in which most of the mess is in Hubei and Wuhan. One concern is, are a month later, so we learned from previous interview with Chinese colleagues, that public authorities underestimated the gravity of the problem way into the month of January. Basically, until January 20th, which is only 15 days ago, most Chinese were not aware of the infection, and most Chinese used no protection, and clearly public authorities had not reacted, which means while the infection was spreading from Wuhan, around Wuhan, and from Wuhan to the rest of China, people were just moving around. But since then, at least in the last 2 weeks, have they sent in enough doctors and medical supplies to Wuhan?
I think so. So let me brief.
We can't get Leaning back, huh?
I checked with him, so but I think he's I don't know. So I contact him through the WeChat, but he will be back, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, let me
Tell him to get out and then to get back in.
Yeah.
He's still online.
Okay, he got out. He just got out. Yeah.
Okay. I think so. I think the situation is getting better. And first, for the people getting out of Wuhan, so they are taking the trains, they are taking the airplanes, they are driving. Okay. So, but people from CDC, they have the information from the train system, from the airplane company. They contact them, and all the local community, they will investigate whether you come from Wuhan or not. If you come from Wuhan, they will take the several actions. For example, my neighborhood, okay, I got scared. So he just came from Hubei province, you know? And so the people here get a paper onto their door, say, okay, this guy is from Wuhan, okay? Everybody stay away from him, okay? But he has to stay at home for at least 2 weeks. We were going to provide food, milk, medical, doctors for him.
Oh, it is leaning back.
Okay, he is leaning back.
So let's ask him about that, because I think that's the main thing. No, I understand. So my impression from many talks that I've had, some I've recorded, some was not the case, they were just friends, is that the situation in the rest of China is bad in the sense that there are restrictions, there is fear. You know, people do things like the one she just described. You put a note on the door of the neighbor, say, hey, stay home, please, we'll bring you food that you may be infected. That's a bit too much, I have to say. You don't do that when people have the flu, right? But okay, fine. I mean, the whole thing was described as incredibly terrible. So a bit of irrationality is part of the game. Leaning, for those that listen to us, is a game theorist. So he understands about trembling hand and irrationality and fear. But then the question is that I think we may want to address without problem is why first of all, the numbers out of Wuhan, Leaning, what's your impression? Everybody say, look, the infected people in Wuhan and the dead people are many more than reported. There are many more because those reported are only those tested.
I think the quality of your voice is pretty bad.
My voice is bad?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Could you please, repeat it?
Terrible, I'm sorry.
Maybe you have to change your mic. Do you want to change your mic? The quality is still poor.
Let me try take away this mic and use another one.
Maybe you can just take off the mic and see whether the computer works. Okay.
Can you hear me now better?
Yes, much better. Yes.
Okay. So, but I don't repeat. It's okay. I just ask, Leaning, what's your impression? Is there enough doctors and testing things in Wuhan? I'm not sure he can hear us. He's blocked.
Okay.
His face is, his
yes,
connection.
I know it is not dynamic.
No, it's just his connection. No, he cannot, Leaning cannot hear us. This is too bad.
Maybe we should change to the voice call instead of using the video call. I think the connection would go much smoother.
Sure, he can. Well, the three of us have a good connection. He can take off his video. Let me take off his video.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's gone down. It's his overall connection that doesn't work.
Okay.
Leaning, can you speak? No. That's too bad. We cannot talk to him. Anyhow, Tian, maybe you can tell us something about doctors. Oh, she's gone too.
Okay. Only 2 of us.
Just the two of us. And well, if you want to try English, do you have doctors in Xinyang?
No. Okay, sorry.
Hey guys.
I asked Xinyang if they have enough doctors in Xinyang.
Okay, let me check. 那个梁兄，那个就问一下，就是信阳现在他说他想问，就是说现在你觉得医生是够的吗？就医生的话。
医生的话应该是够的。现在缺的不是医生，现在缺的是医疗器械。
所以说我觉得还是就是春节那个这次可能就断了这一段，这个引起的，对吧？
还是因为春节因为这个工人都停工，然后没有办法
都停工了嘛。对，好，
这个没有办法。
OK， 那我跟他解释一下，对，这也不是我们的问题嘛，对吧？
对，是没办法。
Hey Michele.
Hey.
Here is the answer. They have enough doctors, but not enough medical resources. It is because the lunar year break, workers going home, and it takes time to recall them back, to put them back into production.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Yeah. It is because of the lunar year, you know.
Well,
Chinese...
so it was the source of the problem is that government effectively, various authorities ignored the infection, not just for the month of December, but also for a good part of the month of January. And then, you know, China shut down for the Lunar Year Festival, for the Spring Festival, factories closed, people went home. And once the alarm was called around January 20, it was late. And now, you know, things are just behind. The infection the virus did not care. It was vacation. The virus spread. And now the supply of everything is way behind where it should be. It seems to be the logical conclusion from what I hear.
But I mean, I don't know. So people can all blame the government, I think. But it is very risky, right, to take any decision back to them. If you have only 17 sample, that's a very pretty small sample, right? Any estimation out of this small sample would be that's high variance.
By January 20, they did not have 17. They might have had, if they wanted, 1,700. Lining is trying to come back, but he doesn't succeed. He appeared for a brief moment, and now
he told me he's in.
Okay, so ask him to talk. Let's listen to his experience.
Okay, let me check. I think, okay, Lily, I don't know. He seems to be succeed. I don't know. So maybe the network is very bad for him. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about the decision to lock up the city, to do any very effective action to avoid the spreading out. For me, I think yes. If you say the action is late, I think it is late. But early decision need a lot of political power, courage. Right? What if it's not this situation? Right. Yeah, I know back to the middle of January, I think we got enough sample, but that's why I think they took action then, right? When they got enough evidence, that's solid evidence for them, they take action. Right? They need solid evidence.
I think we can easily debate this later once the epidemic is over.
Sure.
The fact is, I have my opinion, and given that there were the doctors that reported the problem back in December, and they even got arrested, I don't think there's any doubt that both local and central authority screwed up royally on this. But the point is that no matter how we evaluate that, the critical situation now is in the province of Hubei and in the city of Wuhan, and as I say, 2 months after the outbreak of the infection and 2 weeks after China made it public. Well, actually, China made it public to its public, because you understand, in the West, we knew about this. I learned about this on January 9th from a medical colleague who said there is this, they just found this virus in China and it's serious. This was January 9th. And the medical community over here was completely aware that this was a serious problem. So the point is that we still have lack of supplies and medical doctors and equipment in the city of Wuhan. You see, this is important because at this point, the social impact of this infection are completely reputational. That's why leaning would be useful here, given that it's a game.
Yeah, I think he's also doing some research on reputation.
Right, it's reputational, and to the extent that the rest of the world have no good reason, that's why I'm also interviewing you, have no good reason to trust official communication from central authorities, then the reputation of China goes down. So it seems to me that by talking to you and other colleagues, very many people across China and Shanghai and Shenzhen and so on, the situation in China outside Hubei is close to normal. Oh, here is leaning. Let's see if he, no way. He just leaning. Are you in?
Hi.
Hey,
oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay, finally. Okay.
Tell us about Wuhan, the doctors and the hospital. Just tell us.
The doctors. I think there are many doctors. There are many doctors from other provinces come here. This week is much better than last week. Previously, they even the doctors in Wuhan, they don't have enough medical resources. It's kind of risky for them to help to serve. This week, many resources from other places was sent to them, and there are some problem with the Red Cross in China, and I think now it's better, and
yeah, if I understand, your government does not recognize the International Red Cross.
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem, because this way they cannot get help from the Red Cross.
Yeah. Previously, some resources from outside, when it's shipped to Wuhan, the Red Cross will take over it, and then they allocate it to some not very good hospitals, and then some reports talk about that, and then the government control the situation, and now there are some other people to allocate the resource.
Do you walk around the streets? How are the streets?
The streets?
Do you go to work or you stay home?
I work a few days ago. I only go out. I need to buy some food. Yeah, I also go to the campus, and now the campus is kind of blocked. Only few gates are open, and the economic management school is kind of shut down, and I need to get some permit from the dean to get into the building. Yeah, and most of the students are sent back, and they are not allowed to come back to Wuhan.
So the campus is Wuhan, for people that listen, is a bit of the Boston of China. So there's a variety of universities, but they're all closed.
Yeah.
Right. If I understand, so so you don't have an image of how far is from the campus the Hunan market where the infections start? How far is it?
Oh, It's kind of I ride the bike to the market, to the supermarket.
No,
It
no,
takes
the Hunan market, the Hunan fish market, the wet
Uh,
market of Hunan.
you mean the
Oh.
source of virus?
Right.
Huanan.
Ah, Hunan. It was
Huanan
Hunan.
market.
Huanan.
离武汉有多远？
It's kind of far. If I drive by car, it may be 40 minutes. Yeah, an hour, about an hour, maybe.
Okay, let me ask you, given that we are economists here, and you understand that, here is my interpretation, tell me if I'm wrong. Pronounce again the proper pronunciation of the market, Huanan?
Yeah.
Huanan. Yeah.
Huanan. This was a market for peripheral to the city? Periphery?
I'm sorry.
The market was in the periphery of the city.
I'm not very familiar.
Not in the
with
center.
No,
I
not,
see, but,
not it's kind of in the center of the Hankou. It's very close to the station, the train station in Hankou. There are 3 train stations in Wuhan.
Yeah.
It's close to one of the train stations.
And this was a market where poor people purchase food, or everybody?
Most of people were okay, my family bought some food there last year because it's cheap when they celebrate the Lunar New Year. They always want to prepare a lot of food, and the seafood is cheap there. So actually, I think many people heard about that, and people went there to buy the food.
I see.
The
Because one
preparing
thing
for
I'm
the
noticing
New
in
Year.
the statistics is mortality is very high among people that there are reports about this. They got infected at the beginning by entering the Wuhan market.
Huanan.
So I was trying to understand why the mortality was very high among certain groups, and the infection rate was very high in the city of Wuhan, but so low in the rest of China.
I see.
You see, if you look, the official data, for example, that I showed you before, in this moment, you know, officially there are 24,600 infected, okay?
Yeah.
And of these, 24,384 are in mainland China, okay? But the death in total, so the essentially right now the infected are mostly in China.
Yeah.
25 in Thailand, 24 in Singapore, 24 in Japan. That's very small
That's
number.
insignificant. Yeah.
Right. Also, 493 reported dead, and 479 of them are in Hubei. Okay.
Okay.
So that means that there is a huge concentration in the Hubei province, and I'm trying to understand why.
Oh, I see.
Because you know, if what you guys say is true, in Beijing, in Guangdong, and so on, in Shanghai, there is no restriction of medical supplies and medical doctors. So if somebody in Beijing feels sick, he can just go to the doctor, get tested. So I think we can believe the infection rate in the rest of China to be correct. Are you following me?
Yeah.
So if the infection in the rest of China is correct, the numbers reports are correct, this is not a big problem in the rest of China. It's a big problem only in Wuhan. And so I'm trying to understand why such a big difference.
Oh, I see.
You see?
I see. Yeah.
I mean, Hubei province is big, okay, but it's 60 million. there are still 1,400
Yes.
million. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And if it is true that people, you know, we know that, and we know for sure that people left Wuhan in January, even in the middle of January, even on January 15, 16, right? Meaning, do you confirm on January 15, could you take a train in Wuhan and go to Hong Kong on the fast train that I took?
Yeah. January 15.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to the station to pick up my friend around January 18, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we know for sure from plenty testimonies that until January 20, everybody moved in and out as they wanted.
Yeah.
And at that time, the traveling for the lunar year had already started.
Yeah.
Which means if the infection in Wuhan was widespread at the time to most people, we should observe a lot of infection all around China.
Yeah.
And instead we don't.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So my
the
logic,
infect number is
ask you guys to think about and maybe ask colleagues, my logic says for some reason the infection grew in the part of the city where the Huanan market is, and
I see.
they went to the market, but
I
miraculously,
see.
just miraculously, got restricted to those people. There are a lot of people. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Sure. Yeah.
20 million people, 60 million people is all of Italy, so that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay? But miraculously, in spite of the fact that the government underestimated the gravity and people traveled back and forth, didn't wear masks until January 21 or 20, it didn't spread that much to other cities.
Yeah.
I see.
That's
we didn't
what I'm
observe.
understanding from what you tell me. That's, you know, what do you think?
Yeah. But we didn't observe enough suspect from other cities, and from those cities they don't have the medical restrictions, so they can got properly tested. So if they got suspected, we can confirm them. But we don't have that high number such as Wuhan. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I have to say at this moment.
No, I don't know either, but I'm trying to understand that.
Yeah. Actually, Lily's auntie got suspected, and she got a testing kit. Lily's aunt, and my aunt got suspected too.
Yeah, but your aunt, you said she's in Wuhan, right? You told me, and
yeah, she's in Wuhan. Yeah.
You told me she was infected and she's doing fine.
Yeah, and my auntie is doing fine. And Lily's auntie got suspected, and Lily's auntie got a testing kit to got diagnosis to confirm whether she got it or not. So that's why I
Did she have to wait a lot?
Lily.
Yeah. I think we don't.
他要等很久才拿到那个测试盒吗？
I get. I didn't ask. I didn't ask for that, but ask about that. I think there are not enough testing resource for people who are suspected. Yeah, my friend who is a doctor in the hospital, he said the data in Wuhan is not that reliable for analysis. Maybe the mortality rate in other areas is a better, more reliable data. I think. Yeah, he said that.
Okay, so he said that the data that we get from Wuhan are still not reliable.
It's not very representative, maybe, because maybe there are more people who are who get the virus but didn't, who is not, they are not verified yet. But the mortality rate in other provinces in China may be more reliable. And actually, in the because most people who get the virus died because for the people who has other problems, like they are like kind of old generation. They have problem in their cardio. They have some heart problem or other problems. So, but for the young people, most people they are okay.
Okay. Xinyang, is there something else you want to tell us about your province? Otherwise, I'll let you guys go, and we'll re-adjourn maybe in a week.
Sure. 田那个梁兄有没有什么还想跟我们分享一下的？就是想跟他分享一下的。
就是我刚才想说那个测试盒子是这样的，就是我直接用英文说吧，就是 I think it's not a long wait to get the various speed box. It's a long wait to get the it's a long way to get the beat box test. It's used to take 2 days to test once. But now it only takes 1 day after improvement. That's all.
The testing time has already been reduced. So yeah, you see, you just need 1 day to get tested, whether you get the virus or not.
So in his area, it's 1 day. So, okay, I think we can conclude here. And the facts are most of other places in China are fine, even near Hubei, like Xinyang, in 1 day you get tested. A situation is still not under full control in Wuhan, and the doctors there are at risk, people are at risk, and numbers are probably not fully reliable, even if they are improving. I think
we are
what's going on.
pushing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I let you guys say last words and then I close.
Yeah, but I think the government has already taken actions. They're sending doctors and materials into Wuhan.
Well, yeah, it's about time.
It is hard to take the early action, right? I still yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I thank you all very much.
Okay.
Han and Tianliang and Shi Wang. Thanks a lot. I talk to you guys soon.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Take care.